Here at Bernini's Jewelry, we have the incredible luxury of having a diverse collection of pre-owned watches available for sale. And so today I wanted to go over my top 5 picks in terms of what we currently have in stock that you should consider adding to your collection. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to Bernini's watches, we are an authorized dealer for almost 20 brands, including the likes of Vacheron, Constantin, Tudor, Omega, Ulysse Nardin, IWC, Panerai, JLC, Roger Dubuis, among many, many others. And we also have a wonderful selection of pre-owned watches that we buy, sell, and trade in and out of with clients like yourself watching the video. And so we really have a lot of freedom and flexibility to take in some of the most incredible timepieces in the world. And so I want to feature a couple of those watches. The first one being one of my favorites from an independent, and it is a pillar in the independent watch scene. It is Workwork. This is the Workwork 100 Ultraviolet, a watch that was released a couple of years ago and is really unlike anything else. It has that classic UR100 shape, but is done in a purple case and a purple dial that is really, again, unlike anything else. I've never seen a purple watch like this. And on this white strap, it really makes it super fun and sporty. And in terms of like ergonomics and wear, this watch is just fantastic. Of course, you get all the incredible ingenuity, watch finishing, and technical watchmaking from Felix Baumgartner and the Workwork brand that is just absolutely spectacular. And they truly are one of those kind of staples in the independent watchmaking scene that have been known for their incredible quality and, of course, their incredible craftsmanship. I think this is a watch for a collector who is very seasoned, who has a ton of watches, and is looking for something essentially that they'll never see again in the wild. This is a watch that is a limited edition. It was limited, I believe, to 25 pieces only. And in terms of, just overall aesthetic, again, it's not something you'll ever see really replicated because it is true to the Workwork design DNA. This is a watch that we're asking $49,000 for, and I think for the price point, this is one of the most unique timepieces one can get. This is certainly made with the incredible independent spirit that Workwork has become known for, and I think certainly has all the unique qualities one would look for in a watch from Workwork in the UR100 V in this purple color. I think it's just a spectacular knockout release from the brand. So second one I wanted to showcase is another one of my favorite brands. It is the Vacheron Constantin Historique 1921, a watch I'm sure most collectors are very, very familiar with. It's the preacher's watch, it's the equestrian watch, and of course, better known as the driver's watch because of course this unique time display format with this tilted dial where the 12 is actually usually around the 132-ish marker. It's an awesome timepiece, super unique from Vacheron Constantin, and it just goes to show you just how relevant this is still a design despite it being originally made in 1921. The finishing of it is just spectacular, of course finished with a Geneva seal, so it certifies that this watch is essentially finished at the highest level, which is what one would expect from a brand like Vacheron Constantin. The depth and three-dimensionality, especially of the dial and these inky numerals, just really set this watch apart, and I think it's just an awesome, unique timepiece that is really, I think, a crown jewel in a watch collection and something that can be worn dressed up, dressed down, in really any occasion, and that is just that perfect one watch. It's a watch that comes complete with box and papers from 2023 in spectacular condition that we're asking $29,000 for. The third watch I wanted to showcase is another one of my favorite brands, and that is H. Moser. It's actually my favorite watch from H. Moser. It is the Streamliner Chrono with that incredible funky blue dial. Now, I love this watch for a number of reasons. First of all, this case and bracelet is kind of like a vintage throwback, almost like a 70s, not unlike something that you saw from Omega back in the 70s with this like almost scallop-like bracelet, which is super flexible and so comfortable to wear on a day-to-day basis. Of course, that smoke blue dial is just spectacular in person. The handset, the racing theme of the dial is super cool. I think it's very true to the H. Moser design DNA, and it's, again, one of those unique watches that is made with that independent spirit that I think is really lost in a lot of watchmaking today from your kind of typical big name brands that just seem to be doing kind of the same releases over and over again. This really stands in its own lane, and it's kind of hard to find, kind of a watch that really just has a unique design and unique elements to it, and that really stands apart from other watches in the watch industry, particularly in this kind of integrated bracelet style sports watch. This is a watch that comes also full set box and papers in amazing condition. We're asking $30,000 for it. The fourth watch is my favorite watch, another one of my favorite watches, this one from Rolex, the most popular brand in the world, and it is a Rolex GMT Master 2 with a meteorite dial. I just love this watch because it's almost like a modern throwback to one of the rarest Rolexes of all time, an albino dial 6542, which was a vintage original reference Pepsi GMT with, of course, a Bakelite bezel and a white dial made for Pan Am pilots in a super limited edition. I think there's like only 7 known to exist, and one has never surfaced up for sale or ever been sold at auction or anything like that. Probably at least a $2 million watch if I had to estimate. But this is kind of the modern iteration with a meteorite dial, which makes this watch unique essentially, because each meteorite dial will have its own dial pattern and its own unique kind of design that makes it unique to the wearer and the watch itself. I love it because it's white gold, which, in terms of metals, I love white metals. It's a little bit more discreet and easy to wear on a day-to-day basis. And with that Pepsi bezel with the white dial, it just kind of stands apart and really pops in person. And again, GMT is my favorite line from Rolex. It's super functional, so easy to use, and I just love the overall aesthetic of this watch. This is a watch that comes full set with box and papers from 2023, and we're asking $54,000 for it. I think considering this is a watch that traded almost for $90,000 at the peak of the market, it's crazy to think how much they've come down and how close to retail it actually is, with the retail of the modern retail being almost $45,000 now, if I'm not mistaken. Considering the level of difficulty, I think this is one of those pickups that people are going to be kicking themselves if they don't pick up, not just now, but even in the future when they do eventually discontinue this reference. Super nice watch. I'm a big fan of it. And last but not least, I wanted to keep the kind of big guns to showcase the last one. It's actually a piece unique from A. Long & Zone. It's a Longa one in 38 millimeters with a factory baguette diamond set bezel. This one comes with archive papers only, unfortunately, but it's a piece unique from Longa, which is just incredible to think about. And I think they executed so well. It has all the little design elements one would love from Longa and a Longa 1, that incredible asymmetry of the dial, but most importantly, this diamond set bezel really just makes the watch pop. And rose gold case, black dial with this kind of white diamond bezel, it's just awesome to look at in person. It really is one of those kind of crown jewels of a watch collection that I know you'll never see anybody else wearing it because it's the only one in the world. And it just has the incredible design DNA from A. Long & Zone that is just so unique and I think just spectacular. So yeah, an amazing timepiece, finished amazingly, and I think this baguette bezel really makes it stand apart. It's a watch we're asking $75,000 for, which, from a piece unique standpoint, from a big name brand like A. Long & Zone, I think is an incredible value overall. So these are the 5 watches that we currently have that I think are some of my favorites in our inventory. But of course, if you'd like to browse our selection, feel free to check us out. I'll leave a link down below to our pre-owned inventory. You can check us out. We update the website daily, so there's always new releases hitting the website, so be sure to check it out. Guys, my name is Marco. If you're interested in any of these timepieces, feel free to reach out to me directly on Instagram or Berdine's Watches on Instagram for any of these watches or any other watches you may be interested in. If you're also looking to sell your timepiece, you can also reach out to me or Berdine's Watches on Instagram. We'd be happy to help. Guys, my name is Marco. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one.